When you think of timeless spirits that have stood the test of centuries, whiskey is one of the first that comes to mind. Golden, smoky, smooth. It's been poured in royal halls, raised in toasts, and savored quietly by the fire. But behind that warm glow hides a mystery. Few people know its name once meant something far more sacred: water of life. So how did a medieval phrase about life itself become the name of one of the world's strongest spirits? Hey friends, I'm Frank. Let's pour ourselves a story. Right here on Secrets of Simple Things. Let's start simple. Whiskey is a distilled spirit made from grains. At its simplest, whiskey is a distilled spirit made from grains: barley, rye, corn, or wheat, each grain adding its own fingerprint to the flavor. Bourbon, for instance, must be made from at least 51% corn, which gives it that familiar sweetness and smooth, buttery body. Rye whiskey, true to its name, leans heavily on rye, spicy, bold, and a little fiery. Scotch, born in the cool hills of Scotland, usually begins with malted barley, the grain that gives it that rich, roasted depth. After distillation, every drop rests in oak barrels. There, time and wood do their quiet magic, turning clear spirit into amber gold and infusing it with notes of smoke, caramel, and warmth. So yes, whiskey is about 40 to 45% alcohol by volume. But behind that number lies something far more human: a craft, a patience, a soul. To the world, whiskey became a symbol of refinement and ritual. But to those who first named it centuries ago, it was something sacred: the water of life. The name whiskey begins in an older tongue, Gaelic. They called it Uishe Beatha. Uishe meaning water, Beatha meaning life, the water of life. Back then, distillation was more than a craft. For monks in Ireland and Scotland, it felt like a small miracle. You could take simple grain and water and coax out a clear, potent spirit. Medicinal at first, ceremonial at times, comforting on cold nights. No wonder they named it after life itself. As the word traveled, the sound changed. Uisce Beatha, in the mouths of English scribes, became Usquaba, a spelling that tried to capture the breathy music of Gaelic. From there, everyday speech shaved the word down. Uski. And finally whiskey. Same soul, simpler shape. There's a fringe theory that ties the word to Scots wacai, related to whey, the liquid left after making cheese, but most historians consider that an echo on the margins. The heart of the name still beats in Gaelic. Across Europe, you'll hear the same idea wearing new clothes. Latin aqua vitae, French eau de vie, Scandinavian aquavit. Different languages, one belief. Distillation pulls something vital from ordinary things. To the ancient monks, distillation wasn't just chemistry, it was alchemy. Every great spirit carries a story of pride. And for whiskey, that pride runs deep, divided by sea, but bound by the same flame. Both Ireland and Scotland claim to be the birthplace of whiskey, and truth be told, both have a story worth raising a glass to. Ireland's claim goes back nearly 9 centuries. In 1170, English soldiers returning from Ireland wrote about a fiery drink called Uisce Beatha, the water of life. It burned, it healed, it warmed the soul. Centuries later, Irish historian Malachy Magee would write that this was the first true whiskey ever made. Across the sea, Scotland tells its own tale. In 1494, a monk named John Core was granted 8 bowls of malt to make aquavitae. Just one line in the king's records, but to the Scots it's holy proof. Their land distilled the spirit first. So who truly came first, Ireland or Scotland? That's a debate that's lasted for centuries, and maybe it's your turn to weigh in. What do you think? Was whiskey first born in the green hills of Ireland or in the misty valleys of Scotland? Tell us what you believe right down there in the comments. Over time, this rivalry even shaped how the world writes the word itself. Whiskey, with an E in Ireland and America. Whiskey, without it in Scotland, Canada, and Japan. Different spellings, same spirit, born of the same ancient dream, to capture life in liquid form. Legends may fade, but ink on paper, that's what turns stories into history. The word whiskey first appeared in print in the Gentleman's Magazine around 1753, describing the sale of 120 gallons of whiskey in Dublin. But that wasn't the first shape of the word. Before that, older spellings wandered across time like the spirit itself. Whiskey in 1715, whiskey in 1753, and whiskey by 1746. Each a little different, but all pointing toward the same fiery drink born from grain and faith. Still, in those days, whiskey didn't mean exactly what it does today. Writers used it loosely, sometimes for herbal tonics, sometimes for distilled drinks made from honey or even dried fruit. It was less a recipe and more a feeling, a word for any liquid that seemed to capture life itself. Only later, when grain became the heart of distilling, did whiskey find its true definition and its modern soul. If you strip whiskey down to its essence, three elements remain: grain, yeast, and water. The grain gives it body, yeast brings it to life, but it's water that ties it all together. Pure water cools the stills, dissolves the sugars, carries the flavor. It's not just an ingredient, it's the soul of the process. In the Highlands of Scotland, distilleries guard their water sources like sacred ground. The Speyside region draws from crystal-clear rivers that run over granite, adding a gentle sweetness to the spirit. Meanwhile, Islay distilleries use peat-rich water. Dark, earthy, smoky, the reason their whiskeys taste like the sea and fire combined. That's why to the old monks, calling it water of life wasn't just poetry, it was literal truth. Because without pure water, there is no whiskey, only burn without spirit. Even today, many distilleries never reveal their exact source. Some secrets, it seems, must stay hidden in the stream. Centuries after it was called water of life, whiskey has become a mirror of the cultures that shaped it. The same spirit, but four very different souls. Scotch whiskey, born from the stone and sea of Scotland, reflects a philosophy of endurance and character. It's slow-aged, smoke-kissed, complex, a drink for people who believe time itself is an ingredient. Brands like Lagavulin or Glenfiddich show that patience and fire can coexist, bold but deeply thoughtful. Irish whiskey, on the other hand, celebrates warmth and joy. Triple distilled for smoothness, it's lighter, friendlier, easier to share. Whiskey like Jameson carries laughter, music, and storytelling, a reminder that life tastes better together. Canadian whiskey tells a quieter story, one of balance and harmony. Blended with care, it's soft and gentle, often touched with honey and vanilla. A reflection of wide rivers and calm hearts, where craftsmanship means restraint, not excess. That patience transforms raw spirit into something smooth, layered, and alive. And when you finally raise a glass, neat, on the rocks, or in an old-fashioned, you're tasting not just a drink, but time itself. So, why is it called whiskey? Because centuries ago, people saw in it not just alcohol, but a living spirit, born from fire and grain, tempered by patience and finished by time. A reminder that even the simplest things, a seed, a flame, a drop of water, can hold the essence of life itself. If you enjoyed this story, tell us what you think. What does the water of life mean to you? Hey, I'm Frank. Thanks for watching Secrets of Simple Things. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more tales hidden in everyday things, because sometimes the smallest objects carry the biggest stories. This video was created for educational and entertainment purposes using open-source research and AI-assisted tools. We fully comply with all YouTube community guidelines. If you have suggestions, feedback, or spot any inaccuracies, feel free to reach out at agency.scamedia@gmail.com. And remember, enjoy responsibly. The water of life is meant to be savored, not rushed.